And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we want to welcome you all to the Hello LLC, the HQVC extravaganza. And today we have Miss Yma Koomson, the founder of Africa in Christ, a nonprofit empowering Africans through financial independency and unity. She was raised in Sierra Leone. Her family has an amazing historic and legacy who shaped the country's leadership. Yma is a passionate about eradicating poverty, racism in Africa through education, scholarships, and business support. She's leading an impactful project like a 300-acre rice farm to promote self-sufficiency and local community. She is deep in faith into her mission, and she believes in Christ's efforts are vain in transforming Africa's future. And without further ado, Miss Yma, is there anything else that I missed that you want to share with the people today?
I just want to tell the people thank you for joining, and I'm grateful, and I'm looking forward to you joining me in this mission of mine.
Absolutely. So, talk to us, what inspired you even more than what I shared, to start the Africa Hopes in Christ? What was the aha moment that was just like, boom, I'm starting this?
Well, that was when I studied about slavery in year eight. I think it's the eighth grade, and you call it in America. And I studied about the slave trade, and I wanted to do something for Africa. And it just jolted me and made me. Before then, I wasn't aware of the slave trade. I was 12 years old. And so for some reason, I wasn't aware of the slave trade and that we were hailed from slaves. And when I got to know it, I just wanted to do something that will uplift our people. I saw the problems, I heard the problems, I were taught the problems that we had then and that we still have now. And I wanted to do something to change things and to make this world a better world for Africans.
I love it. I love it. And you share about, your faith so much within this platform. And so, could you share with us, how much does your faith play in your decision making for Africa Hopes in Christ?
My faith plays a lot because a lot of people have tried to do what I'm doing, and I'm doing what I'm doing more, even more successfully than I am. But I believe that the problems of Africa and the enemies of Africa are so strong that we can't do it on our own. Nobody has been totally successful in uplifting Africa and giving us a huge middle class or a huge shift from poverty. And we've got a lot of charities giving, but it seems as if it's going into a black hole. So I wanted I decided that if I do it with Christ on my side, if I do it with God on my side, then I might be successful and I might play a little part in uplifting Africa and making an impact for good.
I love it. I love it. I love it, And what would you say, that helps you stay motivated and focused, when facing these challenges in your mission?
Well, the challenges are racism from other people and who want to keep me down. And I just keep going. I just keep going and trusting my Lord that He has my back and that the promises He said in the Bible are true and that we will succeed and that I have a good mission and that it's for the good of mankind. And so I just keep going. I don't stop. And I don't give up. I just keep going.
Absolutely, Miss Yma. I will 10 toes down on that, of what you're doing and how you're doing it and the help that you are seeking for and the inspiration that you're giving to so many people. And like you said, there's other people that are doing this, whether they're successful or not. You're on a mission and you're helping so many people. So many people are watching you at that. And it's encouraging other people's, and more importantly, I think you're bringing awareness to the situation that most people are unaware of, especially when we talk about racism, especially when we talk about inequality, especially when we look at our past and how it's impacted us even still to today. And so, I'm so glad that you are not quitting because, most people quit when they get tired. You're not quitting until the mission is done and you've completed the mission, and that's the one thing I love about your spirit. After being with you for a little bit of the time that we have met on social media, and you've been a part of our membership platform. And so speaking of your mission, right, what's the primary goal of Africa Hope in Christ, and how will you measure its success?
Yes, we measure success one person at a time, one business at a time. For now, we have four scholarship holders, and they're all doing very well. Um, they're not finished yet. Alfred is in his final year at law, and he wants ultimately to be a politician. So we would work together with Alfred, and hopefully he can be a Christian politician and make an impact for good in that country. So that would be our way of measuring that we have done it. We have Joseph. Joseph is applying to study medicine, and he wants to. He just finished a public health degree, a public health diploma. Sorry, and he wants to study medicine. So we will, when he becomes a doctor, sets up a clinic, starts helping people. He wants to be a pediatrician, helping children, solving the diseases that we have in Africa that are not. There are diseases that could easily be worked upon, and they're not being worked upon. They're killing people unnecessarily. So we would measure it by seeing more health statistics on what Joseph is doing eventually. But we've a long way there. He's not even started medical school yet.
Gotcha.
And but we're with him and we're supporting him. And we've got someone who has come on board and says they want to pay for his medical school. So we were very grateful to that person. We're just waiting now for the medical school to admit him.
Awesome. I love it. So, speaking of what you guys are doing, do you have, a success story that you could share with us of somebody or, an organization that you have benefited and saw, some results?
Well, as I said, we were a long way. We can tell you about Augustine, which was a young boy who, at the age of 4, his parents kicked him out because he had malformed hands. And Augustine was taken up by a local charity called JZ and Sober Christian Foundation, and he was put in a foster home who nourished him and looked after him and cherished him. And he started doing well at school, and he's excelled. He comes first in the school, having A's relentlessly throughout the year. He's now in, I think, JS2, which is I'm not quite sure what JS2 is in the American system. It's the year just before qualifying to go to college.
Awesome. Awesome.
And we're very proud of him that he has been successful coming from the street, a street child really, and to getting all A's and excelling in his studies. He still has a lot to do. I would like to interview him one day and ask him about his plans for the future. And I hope you would all listen. And yes, he's a success story for us. We have loads of success stories. Joseph is a success story. Joseph had a distinction in his grade at public health. Alfred is a success story. Alfred had a 2-1 honors when in his first degree in education. He's now studying law, and we're hoping for a similar outcome. And yes, and Alusign set up a rice farm, which we are supporting. It's a long way, a lot of problems with tractors and machinery, but we're still plowing on. We're still getting there, and we're still doing a harvest. We are harvesting now at the moment. This is the 4th year, and despite the problems for farm machinery, we're still plugging on. And yes, I would say he's a success story too, because he hasn't given up despite the fact that he has no farm machinery.
I love it. I love it. And you share, these amazing stories of people that you've helped. And Tara and I being, digital nomads and having the opportunity to travel the world, you just don't know what poverty is until you see it. You just don't know what, other parts of the world look like, that we as Americans are so accustomed to talking about hoods, talking about wards, and how difficult life is. And sometimes I have to remind people, well, imagine, what you're going through times 10. There was one ride in Colombia that Tara and I took from Sanaga, or should I say from Cartagena to Sanaga. And, me and Tara were pretty much in tears by the time, we got to our final destination, just seeing the things that we saw. Blessed. And that's why the organization that go ahead.
There's a lot of poverty in Africa, and it's unnecessary because Africa is the richest continent in the world when it comes to raw materials.
Yes, absolutely, which is just even more insane. And so, let me ask you this, what inspired you to call this nonprofit, Africa Hopes in Christ? Is there something behind that? Because I know there's a story behind the Hello LLC that Tara and I always share, and we always like to ask people, what started this name, and was there an aha moment, or that's it?
It was an aha moment. I just got it. I'm a Christian. I'm passionate about Christianity, and I'm passionate about Africa. So I wanted something that incorporated Africa and Christianity together. And it just popped up in my head, Africa Hopes in Christ. And it's exactly that. We're not hoping in ourselves. We know we can't do it in ourselves. We know a lot of people have tried and made very little impact. We're trying to make big impact, and we have a big vision. And we want to shift paradigms from the fact that we are dependent on the West all the time. We want to be self-sufficient. And that's what I've been telling Alusign, the rice farmer, all the time. And he has that passion too with me. We want to be self-sufficient. We want to be able to say we made it on our own with God on our side. And this idea that Africans are useless, Africans are inadequate, Africans are incompetent is wrong. We're not. We've been dealt a harsh hand. Yes, we know. But but we are people, we are very intelligent people who are striving hard, and we are getting there bit by bit.
I love it. I love it. So, you have this amazing book that you have written. Would you like to share with the people, the name of the book, what inspired the book, the details behind the book, and what you want to share about the book?
The book is about Africa. Sorry, the book is about Christianity. It's my hurdles that I went through believing in Christianity. Because a lot of people think Christianity is a white religion, and as a result, Pan-Africans reject it as a religion that oppressed us, that was used to oppress us. I have another point of view. I think Christianity is a Black religion, and I put my points across in the book. They are scientific with agriculture. They are cultural with the similar culture in the biblical times to present-day Africa. They are traditional. Our traditions are identical, and our culture is identical. And also they are biblical. The Bible itself, in two places, states that Christ was Black. And that's one of the chapters there. Another of the chapters is the problem of pain. A lot of people reject Christianity because they say, how can we have a God who allows such painful experiences in our lives, and is a good God. So I set out to explain a bit of what I believe the problem of pain is, and why God doesn't just swipe us and give us goodness all the time. We are in this world for a reason, and the reason is a test. It's a test, it's a trial, and it's temporary.
I love it.
So this is what I got from Rick Warren, actually. And that this life is full of problems, it's full of heartaches, but they're all tests that we are promised by the Bible that the Lord Himself will help us through. And the reason for the tests, I try to explain in the book why I think God allowed such a painful world, and with my limited way, I tried to understand the big questions of the world when it comes to pain. There's another. There are all these chapters of the book about war, just war. I don't believe in just war, and I think it's a just juxtaposition, and I don't believe it's possible to. And I talk about my beliefs in what I think about violence in this world, and justifiable violence especially, and that's it, because I think when you justify violence, you give it credence, and I talk about that in the book. You may not agree, but that is my opinion. And there's sort of a lot of controversial things in the book that people may not agree with, but that is my opinion and how I see the lens in which I see the world.
And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that whatsoever, especially with, there being controversy in today's world. I think it needs to be more, to the point to where we respect each other's thoughts, respect each other's perspectives, and understand that we don't live each other's lives, and that, instead of disrespecting one another or canceling, the other person, or, treating them in a different way, it's just, agreeing and giving grace and being compassionate and moving on, at the end of the day, and respecting that person for their beliefs and them being able to respect yours, and just having a conversation, especially to some of the major topics that you talk about. And so, with you joining our amazing Secret Santa Claus masterclass, right? Secret Santa Sauce masterclass, say that 10 times. You were one of our actual, should I say, guests that joined us in that amazing masterclass, and were able to learn, about your SWOT, about your target audience, and you were able to put together a masterful holiday sales. Now is the time for us to launch that out. So if you would please, Miss Yma, share with the world your holiday sales and how long it's going to go for, that they can take advantage of, and where they can go to get it as well.
Yes. If you are curious about what I think about the world and how I've managed to overcome my adversities and my problems, and still believe in a loving and just God, then understanding Christianity is for you. And I have discounted it from $9.99 to $6.99 during this holiday period, from now on to the 2nd of January. And I hope you would enjoy it. I hope you can see my point of view. But if you can't, I hope we can agree to disagree, and enjoy the book as it is.
Love it, love it, love it. So, last final question. As always, with you being in the metaverse and you joining us in the Hello Plaza, can you share with people your experience with the metaverse and how easy it's been for you so far?
It's been lovely for me. I can see it's an avatar. I can see dress up or perform in any way. I just have to talk. And I think it's easy to operate. Um, there's a button there with a movement, which I've just discovered. And yes, it's very easy, and it's very modern. It's the way forward. People like to be entertained, and it's very entertaining, and modern in its way of presenting, showcasing one's business.
Perfect.
So I'm hoping that in the future I will have my business box where I can spread my word around in a modern and futuristic way.
Yeah, absolutely. So with that being said, Miss Yma, we appreciate you joining us and being a part of our amazing Hello Plaza extravaganza, our QVC. You guys make sure you go get her amazing book in her Amazon. We'll be sure to put the link in all the channels, and you guys go visit her as well on LinkedIn and get that book, because her link is in her actual bio as well, that you can get that amazing book. And definitely, like she said, whether you agree or disagree, is support. And this definitely is going to go, to a great cause with her Africa Hopes in Christ. And so without further ado, back to our amazing HQVC show. Let's keep this party rocking and rolling. Toodle, y'all. And stop recording.